kind of been a little hesitant to actually post this. Um, my name is BB Austin. If you guys are new here, I usually do spiritually related videos. If that's something that you're interested in, please hit the subscribe button down below, as well as the notification bell. Also, check out my metaphysical shop. I do aura baths, I do tarot readings, as well as I do sexual energy oils, money oils, things of that nature. If that's something you're interested in, please check out my link below. So, this video, I was a little hesitant, and but at the end of the day, I have to speak my truth because there's someone like me out there that is also going through the exact same thing, and they probably don't have anyone to talk to about it, or they can't really tell anybody about it. I have been blessed enough that I can actually talk to certain individuals about this experience that I had. If you guys are on my Instagram, you're probably a little familiar with what experience I am talking about. So even for me, this is a bit crazy. So, I don't know why Siri is going off, but okay. So, maybe a week or so ago, I actually got back into doing my meditation just about every night. And, mind you that this isn't something that was fresh on my mind, this particular experience that happened to me, but let me just get into it. So, I sat down in meditation, not even for that long, took a few minutes. And while I was sitting there, I started to see a geometrical shape, and it looked almost like the shape of like a dungeon dice. So maybe I can probably insert that right there or something so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And it was kind of flashing up out of the floor, almost like in laser lights, and it was spinning about. And then it just disappeared and it left. So once it left, I appeared inside of a room. And the room was made of entirely, like it was entirely wood, more so like a kind of a cherry wood tone almost. And I recognized it as some sort of meditation room. There was sunlight coming in, and I didn't know why it was there, but during meditation I was there. And I looked over to the far right corner, and there was a man with his head turned, and he had on orange, kind of like a monk. But I didn't know who he was until he turned around. And when he turned around, it was Ram Dass. I'm going to also make sure I insert a photo of him as well, to educate you guys on him. And I'll probably leave a link to some of his info below if you guys are interested. So when he turned around, I recognized him, but I didn't freak out because I was like, okay, well, at first I was like, maybe my mind is playing tricks on me. But he sat beside me in this meditation room, and he tells me to meditate from here and not from here, okay? So I came out of meditation, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm just tweaking, because mind you, Ram Dass died December of last year, I believe. And I did some research on what he said and found a quote having to do with meditation with the heart, as well as something that was a bit similar that was on his website, so that was kind of creepy. And then the following day I sat down in meditation again, and when I sat down, I ended up appearing inside of like a garden. Now the garden that I saw was kind of like what you would see, like, do y'all remember the orange juice commercials with like the rows of like the orange trees going down, and there's like a little small walkway path? So it was kind of like that. And I saw him tossing an apple in the air, smiling. Ram Dass again, mind you. And he sat down with me, and he told me that I needed to eat more fruit in order to be a fruitful being, mind you, more so having to do with creativity and things of that nature. And that I needed to work a little bit harder at going towards being vegan. So, now let me explain to you, because this is kind of baffling to even talk about. Exactly what was happening, because later on he came to me again in another time of me meditating and told me officially that he's my Maharaji, or my guru, so to speak. And I thought that this was weird like years back. Let me just give you a little backstory. Years ago, I was kind of secluded and to myself. And it was just due to the fact that there was a lot going on. I was doing a lot of working. Um, my best friend actually lives like way out in another state. So I didn't really have anybody that was there with me all the time that I could hang out with and stuff. My husband isn't necessarily on the same spiritual path as me. He does support what I do, but he's not really in the same realm as me. So I was a little upset for a while when I first got into it because I was like, dang, sometimes I wish I could have like a guru there that could actually help educate me and help me more with everything that I'm getting into, because sometimes I feel like I don't have anybody to question. But the more that I got deeper into reading and things of that nature, it talked about how once the student is ready, the guru appears. Also, the case that, you know, as much as we ask questions, sometimes it's better to go inward to get answers. So, this is where I'm getting at. So, when it comes to God, let me just explain this and how I view it and what I've read. So, in Christian faith, we believe that Jesus was the Son of God, right? And for the longest, I thought that the only way to interact with God was having to do with God Himself that resides in heaven, and having to do with Jesus, who also is in heaven. But when it comes down to it, and after reading a lot of Hindu religion, I hope that's the right religion I'm quoting, but there was actually, I believe that there was more than one person that qualified as Jesus. You get what I'm saying? It's hard to really believe that Jesus was the only man that was sent here in order to help save us, essentially, in one place. It kind of doesn't make sense to me, because there's been billions and billions of us that have lived here on this earth, and God would send one man. And I've started to realize that God is, like I've probably said in a video in the past, God is not a man. He is an energy. And when it comes to saying that we as man were made in His image, it does not mean physically, but it means cosmically, energy-wise, we were made. This is why people are able to conduct things in what most people consider witchcraft, because God resides within us. You get what I mean? God is actually within everyone. It's just the case that you would have to tap into it. There has been many incarnations of God on this earth. And this was, believe me, this was hard for me to really grasp, due to the fact that I come from a religion that was like, do not make a God out of anybody else. God is a jealous God, and things of that nature. And even when I first read Ram Dass Be Here Now, I was a bit confused, because he would always reverence his Maharaji, and you know, even before he passed, he would like have an altar set up to him, and I never knew how to feel about it, because I felt like he was putting him before God. But the thing was is that he was another incarnation of God due to the energy that he was holding. You get what I mean? Ram Dass said, if you listen hard enough, anyone is the guru. You get what I'm saying? It's just the same as if you listen hard enough, anybody could be the essence of God, right? And I'm talking about this due to the fact that if I was to talk to certain people about this, they would think that there was some spirit following me around or anything. But let me tell you that when he came to me, when Ram Dass came to me in this vision, it was the same feeling that I receive when I speak directly to God, you know. And it was that same feeling of happiness, joy. There was no dread, there was no fear. And for a while, I was like, I didn't even know how to feel about it. But now I have a little bit more understanding of it. So what I'm really trying to say is, you guys, the whole reason I'm doing this video is because I'm pretty sure that, like me, there's another person out there that has had a similar experience. And I know that if I am not sharing this experience, it is not helping that particular person or those particular persons in their journey in experiencing that, because some of you may experience it and then you regress it because of what everybody thinks, because of what you've learned in the past. And I just want you to do more research, learn more, learn to trust yourself and to ask questions to God, you know, or the energy, the essence of God. And you will be surprised what you find. Right now, I'm going to be honest with you that I have been going through such a spiritual awakening right now that sometimes I feel crazy. I feel at a disconnection now to the world to a certain extent, because it's just everything kind of seems like an illusion to me now at this point, you know? And I'm saying this because there's somebody watching this right now that needs to hear that. This is exactly how I feel, that life is an illusion. It does not mean that it is any less important. It does not mean that. I mean, after all, we are all in this incarnation for a specific reason, you know? There's many of us that have already been here thousands of times, you know, and we're here again to learn something different. So I just wanted to share that experience with you guys. If you liked the video, please hit the like button down below, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope that this video has blessed somebody.